So the governor race has been set in Florida. You have a brother by the name of Andrew Gillum is running for governor in Florida, and you also have a Trump-backed Republican by the name of Ron Desantis. Now, this Ron Desantis guy was on Fox News Channel, and he was speaking about Andrew Gillum. His comment on this program said that they didn't want to monkey this up. He said that about a black candidate on national TV, but let's roll the clip.
Democrat debates, none of that was my cup of tea, but I mean, he performed better than the other people there. So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state.
Now, you know, at one point in time, they would say, oh, they're using a lot of dog whistles. They're not using dog whistles anymore. They're using the bullhorn. They're letting the white supremacists that has infected that particular party know that, hey, I am your guy. Trump supports me. He's pulling everything from the Trump playbook of being racist and being bigoted. Now, the brother, you know, he responded to this, and he did it eloquently, and everything, in which he should have do it that way because, like I say, he's in politics. I would respond totally different to this. I would have called this guy, well, obviously, this guy is nothing but a white supremacist. And, you have those folks that believe that a white supremacist is one who wears a Klan hood or has a neo-Nazi tattoo or is in the alt-right. That's white supremacist. So if they're not that, then that's not what they are. But this is the thing I told you before. If you're using language of a white supremacist, if you sympathize with a white supremacist, then you're a white supremacist sympathizer. So yes, that makes you a white supremacist as well. Just like this guy. Because if he wasn't a white supremacist, then he wouldn't use that kind of terminology. He would try to beat this guy on merit. He would try to beat this guy on the policies and the issues, not making comments about monkeying something up. This guy know what he said. He tried to backdoor and say that's not what he meant. He meant just about Florida. No. We all know what you meant. Now, let's talk about to the people in Florida. You have a lot of black folks. Remember, during the governorship of Rick Scott, you had the Trayvon Martin case come up. Stand your ground. You have the Marquise McLaughlin case as well. Would stand your ground. All black people should be registered to vote in the state of Florida. All of you need to vote for Andrew Gillum because you have seen when we do not vote and vote for someone else or does not vote as protest voting, right? What happens? You get a Trump. And the reason why Trump is here is because a lot of people did not vote. Let's call it what it is. People in general, not just black, but people in general did not vote. And that's why you have Trump. And you see the calamity and destruction that he's doing. So black people, number one, talking to you, I would vote for the brother just in spite of the comment that he made. I would get myself out and vote. Number two people I'm going to speak to, Puerto Ricans. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Florida. Some of you kind of came over from Puerto Rico. Remember, it's Donald Trump that left you and your family in the dark for months. He didn't care about you. He knew that almost 3,000 Puerto Ricans passed away, and he don't care anything. When he went to Puerto Rico, he was playing games with y'all. He was acting like he was taking paper towels and playing a game of basketball with you guys. This is what Donald Trump did. He had an attitude when he went down there with the mayor. So why would you even support this governor candidate, Ron Desantis, that's backed by Trump? I would say he sides with Trump and his policies because he's using the terms monkey it up. OK, so I believe you also should vote for Andrew Gillum to spite Trump. You have to remember, anybody Donald Trump support, they need to lose. And the reason they need to lose is Donald Trump is extremely toxic for everybody. He's toxic before the world. We're laughed at. Trust me, when I was in Ethiopia, people are laughing at us because we voted for Trump, or people are dumbfounded that we voted for Trump. Now, I say, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't vote for Trump. We say, but what's wrong with the rest of the people that voted for him? Like, that guy is crazy. Everybody's saying that about Trump. When I talked to people who was Irish, they said the same thing. Trump is crazy. You guys need to vote for somebody else. Nobody agrees with Trump. So anybody that Trump backs, we need to come out and vote against them. Just that simple. This brother seems articulate. Give the brother a chance. They never had a black governor before. Why not? You know, you had Obama. Give this brother a chance. That's how I feel about this situation. Any non-racist white people that don't side with this sort of thing, who can't stand Trump, I would ask you to support Andrew Gillum just to get at Trump, if anything else, because Trump backs this guy. They use this racist terminology outside of the monkey talk. Now, when they say, oh, he's articulate, and I wrote this in my book that's coming soon about them mentioning that a black person's articulate. When they say that black people are articulate, that's saying that they have an opinion of black people that we can't speak well, we aren't literate, whatever. So they always will say if a black person, you know, just very well spoken, well, he's articulate. But they never say that about a white person. You notice that? A white candidate speaking, they never say, well, he's just very articulate, or Bernie Sanders is articulate, or Bill Clinton is articulate, or any white candidate. They never say that they're articulate. You notice they only say it about black people because that is another codified language they're using toward their base, saying he is one of those uppity Negroes and you better watch it. That's really what it is. Now, you got to register to vote. You got to register to vote. You got to come out and vote in November. Lyft is that they will even take people to the polls for free to vote in November. So you have no excuse for not getting to the polls during your midterms. And for the black folks that's going to come on here and say, Phil, why are you even telling people to vote? Voting don't matter. My ancestors fought and died for that. Many of my ancestors were lynched. Many of my ancestors was beat up. Many of my ancestors were shot for the right to vote. So I'm not going to sit up here and disrespect my ancestors and say voting doesn't matter. Because if it didn't matter, then why does the Republicans always gerrymander and try to keep you, black folks, from voting? If it didn't matter to them, they wouldn't do that. Trust me, they wouldn't do it. Because remember, it don't matter, right? They understand that if they don't disenfranchise you from voting, then they can prevent you from getting in key positions and taking over politically. So they're going to do that more and more and more as their numbers decrease in the United States. They're going to be extremely more dirty on trying to stop you and many others from voting. So I would say, once again, register to vote. I tell people have your passport and also practice Second Amendment rights. That's the minimum that you need to do here in America. Vote for Andrew Gillum and let Trump be pissed off that he lost the state of Florida, because I believe there's more decent people in Florida than racist people.